What's going on? I'm Pete Amato from Eagles.com, and we are an Eagles site. So, of course, we had to have the Eagles Superfan on, and that's what we did. Giovanni, I think everybody knows him. He's got a great inspirational story. Thanks for joining us, Gio.
Thanks for having me on.
I'm really excited to have you on. Like I said, you have a really inspiring story. I think you've inspired millions of Eagles fans and NFL fans. I think it's great. What you've inspired so many others, but what you've actually had to overcome more adversity than a lot of people. What inspires you? I know you're talking about football and the Eagles, but what specifically inspires you with football and such?
So a few years ago in 2016, actually, there was a guy drafted to the Eagles. His name is Carson Wentz.
We
And
know him well, yep.
that really, he really inspired me with his ACL injury to just keep going throughout my surgeries and everything. And just seeing him get drafted by the Eagles, I knew straight away it was like, this is my guy. I'm going to ride with this guy. And so I really started watching football when he came to the Eagles. Next year, obviously, we go to the Super Bowl and we win it. So it was just great time to really get into football and great guy to follow and great friend. Just really football really helps me through everything.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I think that's when everybody kind of noticed your story. I think it was the video where you first met him. He took a time out. I'm a big Carson Wentz fan. I've always been I still am. I know a lot of people the way he left it was a little sour, but I'm still a Carson Wentz fan. I'm still rooting for him wherever he goes. Um, I still think he's actually got a lot left in the tank. What do you think? Do you think he's I think he's good. I think he's going to be fine this year.
For sure. Last week against Washington was definitely kind of a harder game,
Hmm.
especially with everything with Carson playing his former team. Great game though.
Yeah,
Great to see Carson playing the Eagles again. And this week we got us playing Dougie P.
that's
So
right.
really excited for that too.
Yeah. I think a lot of Eagles fans are. I mean, Doug Peterson will go down as the coach that brought our first Super Bowl, and right now our only Super Bowl. What do you think about that game? Do you think who do you think it's gonna be a close game, or what are you thinking?
The Jaguars are looking good this year. So
Hmm.
I think it's going to be a close game. Probably like a 28-24 type of game.
Yeah, actually, I think in our podcast, I think my prediction was 27-23. So that's pretty funny you said that. Yeah, I think it's gonna be close. I think people are surprised about the Jaguars' offense this year. I think their defense has always been pretty good, but their offense with Doug Peterson behind the wheel, I think it's going to be an exciting time. Um, so with the Eagles talk, what, if anything, what has surprised you this year about the Eagles?
Probably just like everybody was doubting Jalen Hurts throughout
Hmm.
training camp. Everybody saying he's still not getting the ball out fast enough, just looking at Devontae Smith too much. We've seen a lot of improvement of him specifically looking to the center of the field, looking at Dallas Goedert, seeing Dallas get a touchdown last game. Just great to see him looking to the center of the field. Great to see him getting the ball out faster, not trying to make it a one-man show anymore. I'm really riding with this guy, and I think that he can help us get another ring.
Yeah, I hope so. I've actually been one of Jalen Hurts is I've been a critic of him. I've always been a fan of him. I like the guy. I think he's a great leader. But like you said, I was a critic of him when of his ability to read the defense and go through his progressions and look downfield instead of kind of looking down to scramble. But I mean, fortunately, this year he's hasn't had me critique him at all. I mean, he's looked great. He looks like a whole new quarterback when it comes to that. We all know he's a hard worker and he's a leader. So if there's something that he struggles with in the offseason, he's going to work it. And we all heard he's the first one in the locker room, the last one out. So I'm glad to say I like the guy personally. I do kind of critique him and stuff, and I was one of the biggest critics, but I've always supported him. Obviously, because he's Eagles quarterback, I'm an Eagles fan, so I'm gonna support him. I've always liked him, so I am definitely pulling for him, and so far so good with him. Um, if what's one thing you think the Eagles still need to improve on this year? I mean, they've looked great so far, but the second half offense hasn't looked that great. But maybe the run game. What do you think?
I feel like just let Jalen air it out in the first half and then kind of work Miles Sanders in the second half.
Me too.
Um, our defense is looking pretty stellar. I feel like they could do a little bit better though, minimizing those points on the opposite side of the field. But I feel like guys on defense are really rallying. Darius Slay, guy's crazy this year.
Yeah, he looks great. I mean, he's looked great ever since he got here. But yeah, I think with all the extra talent on defense, Jonathan Gannon can kind of sit back and let the guys work. Let them show their talent. Instead of I think he played very safe defense last year. I think this year he's kind of like letting them show their talent and why we got them there. So I'm pretty excited about this defense too. Totally agree with you. I think they need to um, work on that run game in the second half. And if they have the lead, it doesn't mean they have to stop scoring. But if they can kill the clock and also get their run game going, I think. And we have a good run game. We have a great offensive line. I mean, why not? I mean, they do need to like kind of rely on that a little bit more because there's going to come games where we're not leading by 20 points, and we need to kind of scratch out those wins. I know you have a podcast. It's a pretty successful podcast. I've listened to it. I'm a fan. What was your favorite interview? I know you interviewed quite a few big names. I saw Jalen Hurts on there. Like I said, Chris Long on there.
Naeem Hines.
Not Himes. So you did have Himes. Yeah. Okay. So what was your favorite interview, you think? If you had to pick one.
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah.
I think that probably Jalen Hurts
Yeah.
because you're seeing this guy really worked hard this off season. You're seeing
Hmm.
him really progress this season, and just to be able to talk to him before he got to this stage of being so good, and me being able to tell him, "Look, you got this. I believe in you. I'm riding with you."
Yeah.
Before he's looking this good was probably the best thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. I thought that was a good interview, and it's always nice to see these big time superstars, kind of the regular people. So it's kind of nice to see them talk like a regular person and not kind of what I mean, always be in media mode and stuff like that. What's one interview you really like to get? Like you haven't got yet, and there's this one that you're kind of hoping for to get. Is there anybody in mind?
Hmm. Tom Brady.
That'd be nice. Good luck with that one, but that would be nice to get Tom Brady. I mean, yeah, I mean the GOAT, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I bet you everybody's clamoring for that guy. I mean, that would be a pretty sweet interview to get. So one thing, like I said, you have a great story. Um, you're actually getting to do the thing to talk about the thing you love most in football and the podcast. I mean, you're still in school now. For your career, I know you were talking about maybe becoming looking into coaching. Um, but do you want to? Are you going to keep this on the media side of things, or are you going to look to coaching? You think in the future, or maybe do a dabble on the media side and then just try to work your way up in the coaching system?
I would really like to go to college. Um, Probably Notre Dame or maybe I've been looking at Miami and
Okay.
trying to find a good broadcasting program. I really want to be the next Rich Eisen. And,
There you-
uh,
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. I mean, it's like I said, not everybody gets to do what they love to do, and you're still in high school doing what you love to do already. So I mean, you got a good start. I mean, you got a lot of people behind you. I mean, the whole Philadelphia fan base is behind you. I mean, you're still located. You're not in Philadelphia anymore. You're in Indianapolis. Is that correct?
yeah.
And you're okay. So So obviously you're in Indianapolis, you're going to be a bit of a Colts fan too. And so you have that fan base behind you as well. So, I mean, you got a lot of people rooting for you. Um, is there anything you have going on that you want to talk about? I know you were part of I know some of the players that you were part of Chris Long's charity and stuff like that. Is there anything coming up that you want to talk about that you want to let people know?
Um, I am having a podcast with Chris Long in a few weeks.
Awesome. Okay.
And this week, actually, I am going to Virginia to go hunting with the AO1 Foundation, Carson Wentz's foundation,
That's awesome.
with the Mountain Movers. Just a great charity, great organization,
Okay.
just to help kids like me be able to go out there and hunt.
You've overcome so much adversity. And I want to let you know you're such an inspiration and just keep doing what you're doing. Your podcast link, charities you're currently working with. If anybody wants to check that out, it'll be in the description below. I want to thank you for coming on the show. I mean, I look forward to bringing you on, or, bringing you on some maybe at the end of the season after we won another Super Bowl. How about that?
Yeah.
All right, Gio. Thanks a lot, man, for coming on. I really appreciate it. Had a good time, and go Birds.
Go Birds.